An incredible retro database for Football Manager 2024 has just been released, and it takes us all the way back to the 2013-14 season. So let's go and take a look. That's right, we are back basically on Football Manager 2014 with this great retro database by Mr. Teeny23, which you can download from the link in the description down below. Now, this database unlocks the following nations: England, France, Spain, Italy, Germany, Scotland, Holland, Portugal and Brazil. For England, it goes all the way down to the Skrill Premier, which is the National League. And then for most of the other leagues, it's the top 2 leagues, apart from Brazil, which is just the top league, and Scotland, which is the top 3 leagues, so you can play as Rangers down in League 1. So let's have a look around the database. Let's have a look at some of the best players in the world and some of the best wonder kids as well, so you can have a look about what you need to do on this database. Right, so we will start in England, obviously, because I'm English. This is the Barclays Premier League as it stands right now. So, for some reference and some context, Manchester United won the previous season, and Sir Alex Ferguson retired. So, you could take over Manchester United as the brand new manager. Or you could let David Moyes make a pig's ear of it like he did in the real world. Obviously, Man City won the league this season in the real world, but you've got plenty of options around the league. Plenty of really good sides. You can have a look at the Media Dream 11 there. Plenty of good players. Man City have got a good core. A couple of Man United players. A couple of Chelsea players as well. And Leighton Baines as well, because why not? Moving on to the Championship. You can see here plenty of Championship teams you will be familiar with. My Blackburn side down in 10th with Jordan Rhodes making it into the Media Dream 11, as is Scott Dan, interestingly enough. But if we scroll through the league, you can see League 1. Plenty of Wolves players in that side, so maybe Wolves are the massive favourites for League 1. League 2, and then if we go down to the Skrill Premier, you will notice current Premier League side Luton 10 years ago in the National League, so that is a good challenge for you to take on as well. Wrexham also obviously in the National League pre-new owners. So there's plenty of options around which teams to take over in England. If we move on to the next league we'll look at, and here we head to Spain, which is going to be dominated obviously by Real Madrid and Barcelona. There's a really good Atletico side in there as well, who made it all the way to the Champions League final, losing to Real Madrid. But you've got Ronaldo and Messi, basically the best 2 players in the world. We'll have a proper look at those 2 in a second as well. Iniesta's there, Bale's there, David Villa, Thibaut Courtois. Lots of really good players in Spain. Possibly, I mean, the reputation is the second, but possibly one of the best, if not better than the Premier League leagues in the game. Then Then we'll have a look at Germany and the Bundesliga. So obviously in the 2013 Champions League final, it was Bayern against Dortmund. So both of these sides are incredibly good. You've got Lewandowski at Dortmund, Ribéry, Robben, Neuer, Schweinsteiger, a great Bayern side. Gundogan at Dortmund as well. Dortmund are a really good side. Marco Reus. Great German league here. Going to be really competitive between these 2 sides. Schalke up there in 3rd in the season preview as well. If we go forth to our next nation, which is going to be Italy, you can see here that it's Juventus, AC, all of the regular usual suspects up here. Juventus have got a really good side. They've got Tevez, Vidal, and some great, and Buffon obviously in goal still for Juventus. A really good looking side for Juventus. Going to be really competitive in Italy. Next up we have, let's have a look. It is France, and this is a PSG side who've just lost David Beckham to retirement, but Monaco are up there as well, and Monaco have got a really strong side. Falcao leading the line there, but Zlatan is obviously at PSG. Edison Cavani is there. Lots of other, got a strong Lyon side and a strong Marseille side as well, so it should be quite competitive in France. But we're going to move now and have a look at the 10 best players in game as of the start of game, as of current ability. So we'll look here. We've got Lionel Messi at Barcelona. Unsurprisingly, the best player in the game. Just look at this polygon. You cannot get more 20s than this if you tried. He's 26, so he's in the peak of his powers. He's an incredible player. If you manage Barcelona, he will guide you to glory. But equally, if you have a look at the other side in Spain, you've got Cristiano Ronaldo, who is pretty much up there as well. He's 28, so he's a little bit older, obviously. He's got really good attributes, but he's not quite as good as Messi, but he looks incredible all the same, and he's got a really good, strong Real Madrid side around him. The third best player in the game by current ability is Robin van Persie, who is one season into his stay at Manchester United after being at Arsenal. He's got some great attacking attributes. He's got great finishing and first touch. Technique of 20, off the ball of 20. He is right up there with the very, very best in the world. So we'll have a look at him as well. And he's obviously got Rooney in that Manchester United side. He's not quite in the top 10. I think he ranks at like 11th or 12th. In the world on this database. But we have also got another Barcelona player in Andre Iniesta, ruling their midfield. Some great vision and technique. Really, really strong player. Obviously, 4th best in the game at this point in the database. Moving swiftly on, we have Frank Ribery at Bayern. Again, what would you believe? Really good left winger. Look at those attributes there. His physical stats are pretty damn good as well. Pace of 16 is quite low, really. I thought that'd be a little bit higher. But no, really, really good dribbling, first touch, incredible winger. Also, we're going to go to his goalkeeper at Bayern, Manuel Neuer, who is possibly, well, according to current ability, the best player in goal in the game. But there are lots of really good goalkeepers in this time period, so keep a lookout for them. Obviously, he's at Bayern Munich now. Used to be at Schalke. Great distribution. All around a really, really, really strong goalkeeper. We're going to go back to Real Madrid and Gareth Bale at 23. He's just joined Real from Spurs. He's kind of at the peak of his ability here. Maybe gets a little bit better a few years into the future. At 23 years of age, another great left winger. Not quite as good as Ribery, but really, really strong. Got some great pace. Good down the left flank. We've got Sergio Aguero, obviously at Manchester City. He's already won them the Premier League title with that last goal of the season before last. But he's still at Man City, still at the peak, 25. He's got some great attributes, as you can see on screen. A really, really all-round great player. Then another striker, Falcao, who we've already mentioned at Monaco, just left Atletico Madrid at the end of last season to join the Monegasque team in the French league. Got some great heading, he's great in the air, great finishing and first touch. Really good striker as well, former Europa League winner. Staying in France, we've got Zlatan Ibrahimovic. We don't really need to say much more about Zlatan. He's only 31, he's still got another 10 years in him. Near enough, anyway. And yeah, he's incredible and leading that PSG side, hopefully, for them at least, to glory. Paul Pogba. Now we're going to jump down into the best young players in the game. So Paul Pogba at 20 is at Juventus after, obviously, his first stint at Juventus, obviously, after leaving Manchester United. He's really got the incredible potential ability as well as his great current abilities, you can already see. And then we're going to go down to Eder Alvarez Balanta at River Plate. Great centre-back. You can see from his attributes here, they're not quite as well-formed, but at 20 years of age, Colombian, really good player, really good defender. Not got amazing pace, but he's a centre-back. Really good-looking guy. Marquinhos, another centre-back at PSG. He's slightly better. Obviously already in Europe, 19 years of age. Moved to PSG from Roma at the beginning of this season. Then we've got Harry Kane. You know Harry Kane. Pretty decent, isn't he? Still obviously only 19, not quite broken through. He's got a really low current ability, but his potential is very, very high. So he could become the world beater that he did in real life. Obviously, he's still at the peak of his powers at 29 today, so 19-year-old Harry Kane has got a long way to go, but he will surely develop into a really good player. Then we've got Neymar, who has already developed into a really good player, as you can see, but he's still got that potential to get even better. He's at Barcelona, currently just joined them from Santos at the beginning of the 13-14 season. Thibaut Courtois, another, as we mentioned, lots of great goalkeepers on this database. Around this time, there's really quite a few really good world-class goalkeepers. Thibaut Courtois is going to develop into one of them if he isn't already. He's on loan from Chelsea at Atletico Madrid because they've just bought him from Atletico and loaned him back for this season. Mario Götze at Bayern, again, another good, strong Bayern player. Just left Dortmund, who Bayern beat in the Champions League final and beat to the German title. So you can see here, he's going to be really good and strong in their midfield. A few left, I think. Stefan El Shaarawy at AC Milan. I've definitely butchered his name, haven't I? He's been there a few seasons now. Left winger. Some really good left wingers in this game as well, in this database. 20 years of age. Going to develop as well. Going to be really good. He's obviously classed as a wonder kid. Right, last two players. We have got Jack Grealish, who has got a surprisingly high potential ability. Just 17 years of age. Still at Villa, obviously. He's got a really strong potential. His current ability is not amazing, but he's going to develop into a really good, strong player. And finally, we've got another goalkeeper, Alisson, who is only in the Internacional reserves, international, not international, not Inter Milan, international in Brazil. He's in their reserve team currently at 20 years of age. He's not quite broken through. He's going to be a late developer. He's got really high potential, but at 20, his current ability is still quite low. But he is a really good-looking young player on the game. Like a lot of the young players we've looked at, a lot of the existing players we've looked at, this is a great database that I definitely recommend having a look around, getting stuck into a save. There's lots of good storylines and narratives for save games in this database, and I would definitely recommend giving it a download, giving a massive thanks to Mr. Tini, Miss Warringtini, who has done a great job turning Football Manager 2014 into this database for Football Manager 2024. It's definitely got my recommendation. I'm going to try and do a save on it as well at some point in the future. Really strong database. Definitely download it. One thing I haven't mentioned is the Future Regens mod, the Future New Gens mod. So there is an extra mod that you download with this database. If you download the link from the Sort It Out SI website down below, you can download a file. We've covered how to create your own new gens. It's used as a file like that will basically spawn all of the great players, like you've got your Mbappe and your Haaland, joining the game world at the correct time, at the correct location, with the correct current ability and potential ability. So it creates new gens like the real world players that would have come through the database anyway if we were starting out and going over the last 10 years. So definitely recommend putting that one and using that one as well with your game. So there we have it. Brilliant database. Comes highly recommended. Lots of great save ideas to do in there. Let us know how you do in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video.